Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Air Legend, and today I am back with my series. With the next part of What If Naruto had Bon's immortality, or you can say that Bon's powers. Now, let's get into this video. Last time we left off when third Hokage told Kakashi about Naruto's power and his immortality, and Kakashi was surprised to hear that. But then third Hokage told him that he is going to train him. Then, during the sparring match with Naruto, Kakashi saw that his power, he was losing his power, his chakra, and his physical powers, and he was surprised to see that this 5-year-old was getting stronger and stronger, and his punches are getting harder for him to block and were getting a lot stronger. Then Kakashi had to use Chidori, but Naruto was not getting up as third Hokage got quite worried as well as Kakashi. Then Naruto met Ban in his mindscape, and Ban told him that Naruto is immortal and he is just unconscious because his consciousness in his mind now. As Naruto finally woke up as the wound healed up in front of eyes of Kakashi and third Hokage like it was never there. As Naruto told third Hokage that the man was in his mind, and he told him that he now lives in his mindscape, and he the immortality that he has now belongs to him. As third Hokage was surprised, but it was not impossible, so he had to believe it now. Now let's get into this part. Third Hokage was discussing things with Kakashi in his office, as third Hokage said, "Okay, Kakashi, you will train him, not alone this time, as Yamato or Tenzo, you can say that, will train him with you, as I have decided to put him in ambush." When Kakashi heard that, he was surprised. He said, "But Lord Hokage, he's just a kid, and he cannot be a part of Anbu, you know it. The life of Anbu is different." As third Hokage said, "Yeah, but if he lives in the streets, people, hate him a lot, as he was tried to kill 3 times a day. It is getting hard for him, so you will train him, and he will be Anbu. So people will respect him or fear him, and will not try to kill him. I hope you understand it." As Kakashi finally understand it, and then the training of Naruto started with Kakashi and Yamato. As the training goes on for 2 years, Naruto being immortal, Kakashi taught him a lot of things, including his Chidori, because he has no problem now. Because of his immortality, the Chidori, different paths, as you know, the difficulties that the Chidori gave you were overcome because of the immortality of Naruto, and because of that his chakra control also increased a lot, as Naruto was the youngest Anbu to be there, as he was just 6 years old and he was already in the Anbu. In this time, Council was not quite happy that Naruto was in the Anbu, as they were arguing. As third Hokage was there, then one of the council members said, "Lord Hokage, we have heard that you have put that demon brat into the ambush." As the third Hokage raised an eyebrow at the demon, as third Hokage said, "Well, perhaps you are forgetting my law that I have put there. If anyone even calls him here a demon, he will be executed right here." As everyone got shut up. As then one of the council members said, "Yes, Lord Hokage, Naruto Uzumaki. Well, we wanted to ask you why he is put into the ambush, because surely he has no talent. He is only, but he just cut off, just remembering that third Hokage already warned them. And if he says that Naruto is a demon, he is going to be executed." As he cut himself off, as third Hokage said, "Anyone who wants to ask this question?" As most of the council members raised their hands, as third Hokage sighed and said, Well, that kid Naruto Uzumaki has great talent as he is able to control somewhat of the chakra of the nine tails as well, and he had already great chakra control and powers. He is proven to be a prodigy, so I have put Kakashi Hatake the in charge of him, and some other Ambus trained him as well, and he is officially a Ambu member. Then one of the council members stood up in anger, said, "No, Lord Hokage, he has no talent. He cannot be in Ambu." As Third Hokage said, "You now shut your mouth. As I just said, I have seen great talent in him and he has proven himself, so he is in the Ambu and there is no discussion on that because the Ambu are my personal Ambus, the personal force of mine, so you guys cannot argue with that." As the council member just shut his mouth, then, our favorite character, Danzo, stood up and said, "Well, since Naruto Uzumaki is the Jinchuriki of the Hidden Leaf Village, so we have complete right to decide his future, and we suggest that he should be removed from the Ambus." Then Third Hokage said, "Well, perhaps you are forgetting, Danzo, that I am the leader of the village and I have the complete authority over him. So, because of his great talent, I put him in the Ambu on his own free will, and you guys have no right because the laws of the Hidden Leaf Village already explains that one person has his own free will. Even the Jinjurikis have their free will if they want to go to Ambu or wants to become the normal shinobi of the village. As for that, all of the council members got shut up as Danzo said, "Well, we don't believe that that kid has talent, and we think that you are just putting him in danger. Being in Ambu, he could be killed any second. So, we will test him against my Ambus, the Ambus of the Root. If he is able to keep up with them only for 5 minutes, we will happily accept him in the Ambu." As Third Hokage smirked, now knowing that how strong Naruto actually is. 5 minutes? As Third Hokage said, he will defeat your Ambus in 1 minute. As Danzo got pissed off as he got angry that Third Hokage was making fun of his Ambus and thinking that that demon brat was stronger than his Ambus. As he said, "Okay, if you are so confident on your Ambu, Naruto, then we will test him as tomorrow." As Third Hokage said, "Okay." As the council meeting got dismissed, as Naruto summoned Kakashi and Naruto and explained the situation that the council wants to test Naruto if he is able to keep up with the Ambu of the Danzo. He would be remaining in the Ambu, otherwise he have to go back to his house and there will be a lot of troubles. As Naruto said, "Don't worry, I will keep up with them. No, I will destroy them." In this time, Naruto had already mastered his 3 chakra natures. After being immortal, he can train for hours and hours, and he had great talent of the Ban. In this 1 year, Naruto visited Ban quite some time and Ban explained that how his life was and how he died because he was immortal. So the Demon King converted him, sealed away his soul in the same power that was immortal in him. The drink, the liquid that he drank made him immortal. So the Demon King sealed him into that liquid and sent him into a different dimension. And one day of here is like a 100 years there. So I'm pretty sure the war is already over. And my friend Meliodas must have won, as Ban explained his life and his best friend Meliodas, and the 7 deadly sins, and explain about Escanor and different things, and teaches him a lot of his powers because now it was like that Ban was also sealed away. In this time, Naruto also met with Fox as well as Ban. as Fox was not Kurama was not very happy to see that another human was also there. As Ban said, well, Fox, huh? Well, my different name is the Fox Sin of Greed. So it seems that we would be in quite good terms. Demon Fox it was? Well, that's a different name. You should have different name. If you don't have, I can give you one. As Kurama said, I don't want names from you, you filthy human. My name is Kurama, and I like it. As Kurama just mistakenly spill out his name. As Ban said, well, that's a good name, Kurama. Well, you should sleep now because I am also feeling quite tired. So, good night, Naruto, as Ban disappeared. Now, flashback over. Next day, it was time for the council members to test as Danzo took out his 5 elite Anbus and ordered them to badly injure Naruto so that he can never be in Anbu because he knew that if Naruto became an Anbu in such a young age, all the authority that the council had over him will be over and Third Hokage will have all the power over Naruto to decide his future and everything because he will be in the Anbu of the Third Hokage. So they told Danzo to put strong shinobis against him as Danzo agreed to this and council put 5 elite Anbu members against the 6 years old. As Naruto just smirked at this, then Third Hokage said, okay, Naruto, you just have to keep your ground for 5 minutes against them and you will pass. As Naruto said, alright. As the Danzo said, smirked and told his Anbu to start as two of the Anbus attacked Naruto suddenly when the match started. But they were surprised to see that Naruto just simply vanished out of their sight and appeared behind them, kicking them from the behind as one of the Anbu who got kicked from Naruto slammed into the other as but a Anbu came from the behind trying to catch Naruto, but Naruto punched him as he was absorbing the power and chakra from the Anbus and engaged in a taijutsu battle, absorbing a lot of his strength as the Anbu felt that his chakra was getting lost as well as his physical power. As everyone could see that the speed of the Anbu suddenly got slower as Naruto kicked him so hard and slammed him into the wall, shocking most of the council members as they cannot believe that a 6 years old was destroying fully trained shinobi. Then Naruto vanished once again after having such speed and power from the Anbu. He went in front of the Anbus that he defeated before, or you can say kicked before, and he already completed his hand signs and said, Fire style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu, as the fire dashes towards the Anbu whose eyes widened and they got hit by the fire and got unconscious. Then only 2 Anbus remain. Then Naruto quickly made hand signs who dashes towards Naruto and one of them said Fire style, Great Fireball Jutsu. Other said Wind style, Great Breakthrough as the big fireball was dashing towards Naruto. Naruto smirked. Now having a great chance that the ability that he was learning for whole 2 years from Ban he can finally use it. Naruto picked out his katana and said, now it is time for me to use that technique. When the fireball came close, Naruto smirked and said, here it is, full counter, as Naruto used the power of the Meliodas, the technique that Meliodas uses, and Ban knew about it. After being the best friend with Meliodas, he knew how that technique actually works, and he teaches Naruto that as the fireball was deflected like nothing and dashes towards the Anbu who released it, shocking everyone, even the third Hokage, who did not knew that Naruto can use such a jutsu to repel any jutsu. And this was the thing that impressed and shocked most of the council members, destroying 2 Anbus, as third Hokage started to laugh and then said, well, Danzo, it was a deal of 5 minutes, but it seems that your Anbu were not able to stand up even a minute against him, huh? as Danzo was now angry. No, he was pissed off as this kid, this brat, was because of him. He was being mocked at. His ambos was seemed to be weak as he did not like that idea at all. As all of the council members were in pure shock and amazement at the same time. At the council shinobi side were at amazement and the civilian side was in anger as well as horror because now they know that they cannot mess with that kid anymore because he will destroy them. As finally Naruto was allowed to be Anbu, Naruto went to the Hokage office and Danzo was intrigued about the technique that Naruto used. Hokage also asked him, but Naruto simply gave him a look which made third Hokage realize that it was one of his abilities as he did not ask him anything about it. As the time passes, Naruto remained in Anbu as he went on several missions and made a name for himself as he was now known as the Fox Sin of Greed. The Demon Fox Sin. Yeah, that's the much greater name, big name for him. The Demon Fox Sin, as it was a name that Naruto chooses for himself as people call him a demon. So, instead of taking it like an insult, he took it like an admiration. So now he admires the name himself, the Demon Fox Sin. As the time passes, one day Naruto was given an astronaut mission along with Kakashi and Yamato, and all of them went as there were a lot of mist ninjas coming towards the hidden leaf village, and their mission was to finish them off. And when they went there, they saw that a lot of Jonin level shinobi were there, and in middle of them, one shinobi was known to because of his ruthlessness and his power. It was none other than the Kisame, the holder of the Samehada, as Kakashi quickly realized who it actually was, and he said, "Oh damn it!" As but it was already too late, as some of the Ambu did not realize who actually he was, as he entered the battlefield and the battle starts, and Naruto also had to enter it. But Kakashi did not went after Kisame, and he knew that it is hard for them and they had to team up against him. So he quickly went to the Jonins, trying to take them off, as it was a great battle. In the end, some of the Ambus of the Hidden Leaf died, and a lot of Jonins had to retrieve, but they were injured. They did not retrieve because they knew that they had Kisame with them. As Kisame finally unshielded the Samehada and said, "Huh, it seems that you are good, brat," as Naruto was in front of him. As Kisame was fighting with Naruto in this time, Kisame said, "Huh, but too bad, it is time for you to be done for," as he unsheathed his blade and slammed it into Naruto. As Samehada was slammed into Naruto as blood was leaking out, as Kisame thought that he had killed that brat, and then he looked towards Kakashi trying to attack him. Then he met with a kick on his face which sent him flying, and Kisame caught himself. He saw that it was the same kid. Blood was still on his claws, but it seemed that his wound was already clear. But he was surprised to see that Kisame said, "Huh, it seems that you have good healing. No problem, this time I will finish you off." Then suddenly he heard the noise of 1,000 birds as Kakashi was coming towards him with the Chidori on his hand, trying to slam it into Kisame. But Kisame was able to dodge and kicked Kakashi so hard on his chest, breaking most of the ribs and sending him flying. As Kakashi was unconscious, as he was already fighting a lot of Jonins. Then Kisame looked towards Naruto. He made some hand signs and said, "Water shock technique," as a shock made up of water dashes towards Naruto. Naruto said, "Huh, I was waiting for that," as he slammed, as he unsheathed his katana and said, full counter as the shark was deflected back towards Kisame, surprising him and hitting him because he was shocked because his own attack was coming back at him. He got quite damaged, but he finally stood up and said, "You damn it, you brat, I'm going to finish you." But then he saw that the reinforcement from the village arrived, and now most of his teammates were already quite injured, so now he had to retreat. As he said, that was good, kid, but next time we will meet. That will be your end. As he finally retreated back, as Naruto took Kakashi, as the most of the Anbu landed there, and asked what happened, and Naruto explained, and they finally took the alive persons to the hospital and reported back to Hokage that how they encountered Kisame Hoshikage, the wielder of Samehada. As third Hokage was surprised, but he was still glad and proud of Naruto that he was able to keep up with such a foe who is considered to be S rank Ikage level. Okay guys, here I will love this part. Hope you guys like it. Please like and subscribe and tell me in comments what should I do next in part. If the suggestions you guys like to give me, I would consider them. Okay, peace.